the prison a while. They was helping guys get jobs, and they worked very well in prison because they was offering up phone calls, and sometime it was the compensation. I don't know where it's coming from, but he offered so much, and then at the same time, the ministry that came in, that's the foundation of the Prison on the Wild, because it was a thing where all the materialistic things that you can get from it was good, but the word of God is what he brought most of all, and he gave of his time, and as I was saying, I invited him in, and when he came in pouring himself out, getting up every morning, coming up here and sacrificing his time and telling us about the word of God and lifting up the guys that was in there that didn't want to come to church. But he put himself out there and he motivated us to bring more prisoners in. And through him, a lot of guys that wasn't going to church started coming to church and learning the foundation of biblical principles. And he brought that, and he made a big difference in our lives that way, because a lot of guys didn't know, in prison, people are lost. But Prison in the Wild came forth, and what it did, it changed guys from a way of thinking. See, because in prison you think about, I got to protect myself. I can't live like this no longer. It's a thing where it's fear in prison and it's torment in prison. And he came in and brought the guys out of the torment, because being in prison, sometimes you think about killing yourself. You think about giving up in so many different ways. You turn your back on your families, and everything is just negative, because in prison, you can't be compassionate towards a lot of things because you're looked upon as soft. But he came in and let us know that you don't have to be that way. There's a better way. And me being an older man, I knew how to conduct myself, but with them coming in and ministering to us, because he came in with other people from the church, I learned how through them to trust the Lord again. So with me, not trying to do it myself and listening to Rexham speak and the other brothers that he was bringing up that was singing and ministering to us, it made me realize that God has my back. And that's the stability that I needed, and that's what they brought to me. And when I came home, my family could see it. And today, through them, I can say my family structure is totally solid. The family trusts me. They don't think I'm that person that I used to be, because I'm not ashamed of it. I did something wrong. I took a person's life, but through Prison in the Wild, they let me know God is forgiver. And I had to learn how to forgive myself. And these are the things that were taught to me through Rex and the other fellows that came up, that you don't have to remain the way that you were, but there's changes. And the changes was that learn to forgive yourself. And that's where I was struggling. And Rex brought that to us. You got to forgive yourself before you can even take another step forward in it, because God has already forgiven you. And when he began to talk to me like that, I began to obtain and understand exactly what he was saying. And today, yes, my family is so solid today. You wouldn't even believe I've been to prison because of that. It's amazing that you can really turn your whole family life around. You could be a rich kid living a lovely life, but you go to prison, nothing means nothing when you're separated from your loved ones, because life is very short. And when we take chances in doing things, we end up destroying so much, and that's why it's so important for us as men that have gone to prison to come back here and explain to the people. See, we talk to people, but you need to explain and break things down, because a lot of kids don't know. Oh, he went to prison. That was it. But it's more to that. He went to prison, but we have a story to tell. And anyone that come out and doesn't tell that story, they're cheating society.
Yeah.
Because we're the one that's going to make the difference. Being you fell into a bad situation that caused you to be separated from your family, take that and build off of it, because there's so many kids out here that need to know, and to let them know that, look, the things that you're doing out here in the street could take you away from your family, and it may not seem like nothing to you because you're not experienced, but we need to sit them down and give them a complete history of what occurred while we was in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I've been doing. That's what majority of the brothers that I work with, we're doing. We're trying to get the kids free, because look, it takes a village to raise a kid. And today that has been taken away because we can't discipline our kids. So we have to get out here and do that. And we can't wait no longer, because look at the destruction that's going on around us. And we need to make a difference. And if we don't tell our story, it's going to be a domino effect of the things that could be and will be if you don't change your behavior. That's what's going to happen if we don't. History will keep repeating itself over and over in a negative way. But, we don't have to let that happen. So every man that has experienced going through the prison system can easily save another kid's life. If you just save one, you save many, because we all have something that could change someone's life. And that's what we're out here doing. And that's what Rex encouraged us and all the guys that he worked with, the same thing. Tell somebody your story. Don't be ashamed of it. I'm sorry it happened. But tell someone your story. Like you may tell me your story. I could get something out of it. But when a person have done time and have walked away from their family to do something I call ignorant, it destroys a complete family. Like I have a family of 11. I went to prison. 11 people went to prison with me. And they suffered with me. Because when we do that, it takes away from everything. My wife and I, we was building, planning to move down south once she get off from retirement, which I'm retired because when I came out, I was of age. We had plans, but me going out here and committing a crime put a halt on everything. She couldn't plan for the vacation, and she couldn't plan to pay for a house down south and to start putting our mindset in a position to, when we retire, we can go and live a good life. Now, the whole 360 has taken place. Mm-hmm. Now is, I'm working a full-time job, 5 days a week. I get visits on Saturdays and Sundays. Which day am I gonna go visit my husband? She gotta leave her job, come home. I get 35 pounds of food. She gotta go shopping. She got to jump in the car, drive 2 hours upstate. Look what I did. I turned her life completely around. She's become the provider for the house, for me, wear and tear on her body, wear and tear on the car. Everything, the whole course changed from positive thinking because I hadn't done anything. But see, the error of our ways changed that whole dynamics of that situation. It went from positive to a negative. He started a prayer called the Victorious Brotherhood. And we get on the line and he ministers to us every Monday from 6:30 until we get off. And it's like all the brothers that's on there, they are like very, very eager to get out and tell someone else because the prayer line has grown tremendously. But this is Rex doing, and he doesn't want us to just be individual. He wants us to be a part of. And he have definitely taught us very well because he come with a lot of knowledge. And all the guys in there, they're about Brother Baker, not to bring up because you're going to interview him, but like these guys going out giving marriage counselor now, they're speaking on it. And me, I'm getting out more, speaking to the young people and just guiding people in the right way, So it's been very effective. So as you said, the domino effect, that's an understatement because he spreads himself very thin. And he works well with the fellas and everybody he talked to. He don't just tell you about it, he teaches you.
Yeah.
And anything
Yeah.
that you are taught is always a gift to give. And
Yeah.
that's what they're doing.